What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel for another subscriber requested course here in the backyard simulator. New mat, I guess, and the new nets. New mat and the new nets are holding up pretty good. We had some pretty substantial thunderstorms and rain come through, so I was curious what it was going to be like, how the drainage would be, and if anything would settle here. Seems like everything's still pretty good. There's a little bit of a low spot just right here. The mulch must have settled a little bit, but I think I'm going to play like this for another week or two and then lift this up, just put a little bit of mulch under this corner. Everything else feels pretty good. Maybe one little spot there, and that should be good for the rest of the summer. Also, my dad very generously donated his spikeless foot joist to me, so basically just let me keep them. So these are mine to beat up for the foreseeable future until I wear them out and have to buy some new ones, but shout out to him. As for this video, we are playing JCB Golf and Country Club. This is in Rochester, UK. The course designer was the Golf Boy, and this comes courtesy of Graylem02. Shout out to Graylem for all the support you showed in the channel over the past couple of years. Graylem said, here's a course for you, JCB Golf and Country Club in the UK. Rick Shiels and Good have filmed many an episode at this tough course. The very first hole has a tremendously tough tee shot with a 200-yard carry over water. The signature 17th hole is a daunting par 3 that plays more difficult than sawgrass, with an island green that plays 220 to 240. So again, shout out to Graylem. Appreciate the request and the thought out request at that. I did take a look at this real quick. I didn't do a flyover or anything, but you can see that water. I have that in my head, and then like you said, the 17th, so should be fun. Like always, playing the furthest back tees, sticking with the 2,000 feet elevation. That seemed pretty good last time. Haven't played out here since last time. I played 3 days ago on course, shot a 42, which I was talking to Uneven Par about. I feel like I didn't even play that good, and I shot a 42, so last year if I shot a 42, I would have been pretty happy with it, and I would have been thrilled with it the year before. So to be able to go out there and shoot a 42 on 9 and not really play that well goes to show all the swings back here and all the rounds I've been playing starting to pay off, but pretty cool. And there was one particular shot. There was a par 3. It was about it was something along the lines of like 205 playing 210, and I hit a 5-iron, and it was a little bit thin, and it was actually about 5-10 yards past the pin on the green. All that to say that I think that the settings I have here for distances are pretty locked in. Sometimes I don't catch some of the longer irons great on course, and they come up shorter, so I sometimes question some of the long iron distances here, but that goes to show me where a shot that on a par 3 that I didn't catch 100% great still went that far. We should see somewhere along the lines of 210, 215 on a pretty decently struck 5-iron here if we get that club selection. But let's get into it. For the rundown, everything's linked down below in the description. I'd appreciate if you guys click on any of those links before you purchase anything here in particular, or just anything for your house. It doesn't cost you a penny more, and it's a great way to support the channel at no additional cost. You guys have heard the spiel, but basically it's just I get a small referral commission for referring that traffic for a purchase you make on Amazon versus Amazon keeping that money themselves. So keep that in mind. I would greatly appreciate it. For the rundown, Garmin Approach R10 behind me on a DIY level stand, Callaway super fast balls, 5x4 hitting mat, 10x7 nets going all the way up, and GSPro you're seeing as the simulator software running on my gaming laptop over here. So without further ado, let's take a look at this first hole, par 4, 429, again from the furthest back tees. We'll hit the flyover. As Graylem mentioned, I mean, great job with the graphics here again. All these courses are pretty great. There's some that are a little more detailed than others. Seems like the newer ones coming out are a lot nicer, or not a lot nicer, but more detailed than some of the earlier courses that were released within GSPro. But I feel like I joined at a good time. I got that lifetime membership right before they got rid of that, and I think GSPro has been around for a couple of years now, so give all the course designers time to use some new tools, get used to everything, and now they just keep upping the ante on every single new course they design, and seemingly we're probably close to 1,000, if not over 1,000 at this point, on the total courses you can play. So they just keep doing more and more. It seems like there's a good 5, 10, 15, 20 new courses every single week when I check. Can't even keep up with the new ones, but so like Graham said, probably about 200 to get over, maybe even more. So 265 is there. Yeah, he's probably about right. I mean, there's water all along the left side, so we're going to aim, we'll go right at this bunker. I'd rather be in the bunker or right at that than if I pull one left into the water, so we'll go there, and hopefully we get up and over that water and stay dry on this first tee shot. only hit, oh, another shot the other day when I was on course. I played with Steve, who was in my Florida videos. He went down with my dad and I. Shout out to Steve. Played with him and his son Hudson. I hit one shot. It was a par 5. Had to go up and over a tree. Hit it 293. So pretty cool. I sent it to one of my buddies, and he ironically asked for proof. So I sent him the Garmin Golf screenshot of it, and I was saying to him, pretty big difference between looking at the scorecard and kind of estimating what the distance was on the scorecard versus like an actual GPS shot by shot. So pretty cool, 293. Felt like I hit it decent. It wasn't like I was swinging out of my shoes, but to be able to hit something 293 on like a relatively smooth swing on course, again, some of the work I've been doing back here is paying off. But here we go. Only hit about a few shots on the range before, just a couple 60s to get the alignment right, and then just a few pitch and wedges and 9 irons. But let's see here. First tee shot. Club face was open. That's going to be up the right, but should be all right. 102, 149, probably about 265-ish, 267 on the rollout. Again, I'm doing the course recommended settings. I should probably take a note of that. I click those and then I like immediately forget, just so I play the way the course designer kind of wants you to play this course, the way they designed it. But we'll take a look at the scorecard real quick. All right, fairways are normal and greens are normal. Those are mainly the two things. I always turn wind off. You can see here the elevation, and then the black tee is the furthest back, but mainly the fairways and the greens. So normal is, I mean, obviously normal is normal, but fairways, that'll mean we don't get quite as much rollout if they were firm off the tee, and then the greens, they'll be able to stick a little bit better and not be quite as firm like concrete like greens for some of the PGA courses. But decent start, 267 on that one. Leaves us with 163, up about a yard. It's going to come out left. So pins there. That's towards the back of the green. I think we'll probably leave it there because I'm playing the fade. And I'm going to go 9 iron just because that's like a stock 8 iron distance. And if I hit it a little bit thinner, a little bit too good, that'll be off the back. So 9 iron, play to the fat part of the green. Should be a better club selection as long as I can get it around my stock yards of about 150, 155. Play to that front middle-ish section of the green. A little bit heely, popped it up a little bit, but that should be enough to be on the green, and it is. Go! Get inside there. All right, that should be a par. Take that. On to the second hole we go. Second hole, par 4, 346. That's actually, from the furthest back tees at a course like this, wow, look at this though. I was going to say, that's kind of a reasonable distance for a course like this, but when you consider all that tall rough or whatever is around there, looks like a pretty narrow fairway that we have to hit, so kind of compensates for the shorter distance with a more difficult hole layout. Got some room up there though. Well, this one we have room left and right, so we'll play a little more of the fade. Last time I overdid it just a little bit, but we'll go there, aim up the left side. Let's see, I mean, first shot of the day, 149 on the ball speed. I don't hate that. Let's see if we can continuously creep up here. A little bit warmer and more humid today than last time, so see if we can creep up into the 150s here. Thinking by maybe hole 3, 4, 5, 6. Get a good sweat going. Still a bit high toe. 152 though, I feel like that was hit a little bit better. 107 on the club, that'll work. 269 on the rollout. Again, I don't mind playing the normal fairway firmness just because that's a little more, honestly, it would probably be, those courses that I play around here, soft fairways and soft greens would probably be a little more accurate and would be less rollout. The distances would be even more spot on, but don't mind the normal fairways for this course, even the normal greens, just because, like I said, shot like that. hit it decent, hit it relatively with some decent speed. That was probably pretty close to what that would have been in real life on course. Only about a 7-8 yard difference, if that, right in there between the raw carry from the R10 and the game. So, and I didn't even look at what the slope was off the tee. In any event, leaves us with 80 yards, down about a yard, so 79 total. I'm gonna come out a little bit right, and if this fades, what do I want to hit? This is kind of a in-between distance. I've been saying I want to keep that approach wedge right around 100 and up. So I guess we'll go 56, and still kind of a guessing game again of how hard I need to hit some of these fuller wedge shots to get this type of distance out of it, but thinking probably a relatively full 56 to get 80 yards out of it. That was kind of thin. We'll see. Yeah. Tore the cover off though. These wedges, I'll tell you, like that thing, it just leaves residue on the wedges because it's tearing the cover off the ball. That was actually hit decent. I'm not super unpleased with that, but 91 yards out of a 56 when we were looking for 79. Not the best, so we got to scramble here. It's going to come out right. We've got 13 total, down a foot, so we'll aim here. Don't want to give up the inner circle, and probably need to, we're in the rough, probably carry this about 10. Go to the 60 degree here. Obviously, playing on course is super nice, but I gotta remember when I come back here after playing on course, some of my clubs have dirt and grass still in the grooves. It's nice playing back here. You don't have any of that. You just keep picking clubs out that are nice and clean. All right, 60 degree, about 10 yards. It's gonna be too much. That's long left. But it looks like we're gonna get a free mulligan out of it. That was a bit of a pull and I hit it too hard. That would have been on the green, but it would have been long left outside the inner circle. Let's do that again, take a little bit off of it, just hover or ground the club behind it a bit more so the R10 can pick it up. Or, this happened last time too. I don't know what's going on. So that actually wasn't, I mean it was a no read, but the R10 has a solid red light, so I need to turn this off real quick and then turn it back on. Sometimes it just, in the regular mode, it just doesn't pick it up. That time the R10 kind of glitched out and I just had to reset it, so a no read and a misread, but a different kind of no read. So here we go. Looks like we're back blinking green again, so 10 yards. That should be a little bit better distance-wise. Still may be a little bit on the long side. All right, not too bad. I'll take that. Another par in the books, even through 2. Feeling like I'm getting a little bit better feel for some of those wedge shots off this mat. Like I mentioned, the first 2 videos I did back here, the turf is about half as dense as the Country Club Elite mat. So basically, like I'm chipping off a twice as much tight lie, so I just got to catch it a little bit cleaner, which all in all should help improve my wedge shots, but just something I got to kind of keep in the back of my head. I don't have as much wiggle room to, if I hit them thin, fat, those kind of things. All right, third hole. I didn't look. Oh, this is got to be a 5. This is a long hole. Big dogleg left there. Wow, this is a massive hole. How long is this? That looked like about 300 yards one way and about 300 yards the other way, or more. This could be like a 600-700 yard hole. 599? Jeez. All right, even through 2, third hole, par 5. Aim here. Like I mentioned, overall the mat's holding up good. Pleasantly surprised for the price. The only one thing that I did notice, which I think is to be expected, this section where I've been hitting, it just feels a little bit softer to the touch versus some other spots. I don't know if you guys can tell maybe by the sound. It's like a little bit coarser, and there's like some plastic coating that, if you guys have ever hit those, it's like green residue on the bottom. I think I've probably worn off that in this section, so we'll see if this continues to hold up. I do plan on probably once or twice a year switching the mat, and then if it really gets worn out, I'll switch it one final time and just cut out a section for the Country Club Elite mat. But that's really the only thing to notice, or that I have noticed with the mat. Hit relatively hard, but it was kind of low and left. 153 on the ball, almost 107 again. That's not bad. Kind of a low line drive up the left, faded back right. I'll take that. Good setup here. Probably gonna have to hit 3 wood. Yeah, 296. We're going way left. So I don't know why GSPro does that sometimes. Obviously there's trees over there to the left, but like it's telling me to hit 3 wood and then it's putting me into the trees, which obviously that's not the line we're looking for. So we're gonna go. We have an opening? Not really. I mean, if I'm up by this, by the trees, so if we go there, we gotta go through those trees. It may get stuck in them, but it'll probably fade. So I think that's the line. I mean, that's the same thing I would probably do. Obviously, you'd have to play this course a couple times to really get a feel for the layout, but that's probably what I would do in real life. Just kind of go at those trees and know, even if I get kind of an unlucky bounce, should be within about 50 or so yards to the green. If I can get like 250 out of this, kind of put it up there somewhere. A little bit chunky, came out left. Go down that hill. Go. Oh, we almost got it to work. All right. So like I said, not the best leave in the world. I thought that hill would kick it down. We caught a branch, but I mean, we've got 40 or 55 down 6, so almost 7. So like 48-ish. I think I'm just gonna do a little low bump and run 8-iron underneath these trees. It looks like everything's sloping. It's going to come out right, and we're on a downslope. So I'm going to go that way, and it looks like the hill will bring it down into the right. So if we go there and kind of a hit and hope 8-iron type of shot, for not exactly a shot that I hit over and over again, a little 48-yard bump and run 8-iron, but as long as I don't smash it. I've said it before, same with Home Tee Hero and this. This is one of the main benefits, I think, of, besides all the swings you can take, but of simulator golf back here, or if you were in a garage, whatever, just simulator golf at your house. Kind of forces you to hit a shot like this, where at the range, or if you just had a net, you wouldn't necessarily practice a 50, 48-yard punch 8-iron, so it makes you hit different type of shots, which is cool. Let's see if we can pull this off. Kind of got up and away from me a little bit, but if that sits, it's not going to. It's not bad. Tried to play that back in my stance. Bogey. I thought I was going to let us chip from there. All right. Dropped a stroke. I kind of launched a little bit higher, and I pulled it a bit left, a little more than I was looking for, and put too much on it, but that was close to what we were looking for. In any event, 1 over through 3, 4th hole, par 4, 401. Good request by Garmin though, so far. I'm not sure if he looked through. I would say probably at least 75% of the courses, if you search SGT Tour, it's all the courses that are available with GSPro. I would say about 75% of them have links right underneath it to the YouTube video, so you can look at the whole flyovers. I'm not sure if he did that before this, but pretty nice graphics per usual on this course. Aim up the left side here again. I feel like we're what, 153 I got it up to? I feel like on one, if I just swing it a bit quicker, a bit looser on the grip, be able to get to about 155. Oh, that was a low worm burner, but 152 again and change. think I'm just hanging back just a little bit on it. Caught it obviously low on the face, but 233. Nice little, it'd be cool if I could do that on command, but nice little cool worm burner fairway finder. Problem is teeing it up so high. I know like Scotty, obviously I'm no Scotty, but Scotty and people like that, sometimes if it's super windy, they tee it low and they can do something like that. It's kind of almost, I feel like how high that tee is, if I tried to do that on command, I'd have a tough time. I'd really have to feel like I'm hitting down on it, but it'd be kind of cool if I could figure out how to do that on command. Any event, 167, down about 2 yards. Should be, I think. I'm going to come out a little bit left. That should be fine. We'll go there. Should be an 8-iron. Usually play to about 165 or so. If I notice this section is getting abnormally worn, I may start just moving. Again, I think the R10 can read like a 2x2 area. I may start just kind of switching up where I put the ball just to kind of extend the life a little bit, but oh, that was really thin. That's gonna get down. Sit. All right, thin to win for par. Shout out those normal greens. 173 on that because that was so thin. All right, another par in the books. 1 over through 4, 5th hole, par 3, 195 down 12. So that puts us at what? 185, 183. Should be, I'll take a look where the pin is, but that should be a good 7-iron distance. Pin looks like middle-ish, maybe front-ish. There's some ridges there. We'll aim here, and let's see what we can do with the 7. Usually play this to right around 185. Halfway decent strike, so. Club twisted when I made contact with the mat. That was very, very toey. That's gonna go. Gonna be short left. All right, we're green side, but that one I caught it heavy, opened the club face, and I made contact way out on the toe. Trying to loosen up my grip for the sake of a little more distance and speed, but something like that, I think the looser grip, I wasn't quite able to, with a not so quality strike there, control the club face as much as if I was gripping it kind of hard. And oddly enough, I saw a YouTube short. Bryson says he grips, I don't know if it was just for driver, but he says on a scale of 1 to 10, he grips it at like 7, 8, or 9 sometimes, just to be able to control the club face. Otherwise, he said he would just hook everything left. So generally speaking, they say to have the thought of you're holding a baby bird. The whole reason why you wear the gloves, I wear it too, but the whole reason why, so you can grip it just light enough to where the club's not going to fly out of your hands. But kind of crazy at a guy his caliber is gripping it that hard. I know it's kind of a personal thing, but still kind of goes. Whoa, I don't know if you guys heard that. That was a big old branch that just came down. All right, 18, it's gonna come out a little bit right. So we'll go here and down a foot. Probably need to carry this about 15, going 60. Should be decent, maybe a little bit too much. Yeah. Good contact. That was what I was looking for, just carried it a bit too much. Is it gonna stay? All right, bogey on that. Brings us to 2 over. Wow, look at this. There's like a farm over there. All right, 6th hole, par 5, 504. Looking like another dogleg left. And I think that said, I saw 23 yards. I think that was 23 yards of upslope to the hole. So we're gonna need a good tee shot, and we're gonna need a couple good, probably a good 3-wood and a pretty good approach shot to be able to be in a position here to squeak out a par, maybe a bird. Yeah, up 23 yards. All right, are we gonna be able to hit driver, or are we gonna run out of space? Yeah, we got room. Go there. better launch. Club face was a bit open though. Still hanging around that 153 number, 105.8 should be. It's actually not bad. I don't know how much of that upslope we just hit into. So it says we still got 16, so that took, I mean, just quick math, that was about a little less than 10 yards, maybe 7 or 8 yards of upslope that took off of that. But 262, right around my average, not bad. Leaves us with 233 up 16, so 249 total. I think I'm gonna go 3-wood, and if I really catch one and I mash one in the neighborhood of 260, 265, which is pretty rare, it'll still put us either backside of the green or just off, and if I don't catch it quite great or just a relatively decent strike, it should put us right in that neighborhood of about 250. I think seemed like there was bunkers up there, so I'm gonna have to kind of carry that and have it land soft, but a little bit chunky again. Started left, should fade back right. It wasn't terrible. 144 on the ball. It's right at it. That's got to sit. All right, take that all day long. It's getting a little bit better too. That should sit for a bird. So back to 1 over. 2 pretty good swings in a row. Decent swing off the tee, like 153 or whatever it was, and then a little bit chunky of a 3-wood, but to be on the green in 2 on a par 5 like that, no complaints here. On to the 7th we go, par 4, 488. I don't know exactly what you would call like that. It's almost like wasteland on the right that we just flew over. So dogleg right, probably gonna have to take a line towards those big trees we just took a turn at. Maybe cut the corners a little bit. I'm not sure what you would call that and what that's gonna be out of there. If I were to drive it into that kind of dead looking stuff. I guess though, this is the smarter move to go this way. So we'll go there. Oh, down 23 yards. All right, we'll go there. We'll see. If this peels right, that bunker's calling my name, but it's possible we cut the corner just a little bit, especially on the rollout. Should be down the middle. Ooh, I had a draw on it. 152.6. Hanging around that 153 number. Definitely not unhappy with that. 23 yards of downslope, we got up to 295. Not unhappy with that, but seems like I can't really get past that. What was the club speed on that? 108.8. Those are all pretty close to center, but it feels like I haven't quite mashed one just yet. If I do, should be 155 plus, I think. Leaves us with 215 down 6, so I guess I'll put my money where my mouth is in terms of that 5-iron. Let's see if we can do it. A little bit toey. It's gonna fade, but that should have the distance sit. Oh, just off. That may be a bogey, unless it lets us chip. Bogey. All right. Obviously, so I mean 202 carry from the R10. That's pretty much in the neighborhood of what I expect out of this club. And then obviously the 229, that was with that pretty big downslope there. So 229 is a little bit unrealistic, but yeah, I mean we got an extra almost 13 yards of carry from the game. Any event, decent 5-iron. 2 over through 7, 8th hole par 4, 412. Got a tree here on the tee box. Looks like we're going uphill. Grab a drink real quick. Looks like the camera's still going. Big fan of these spikeless foot joists. Wouldn't wear them on course. I like being able to kind of use the ground a little bit to my advantage with the spikes, kind of dig in a bit more. I feel like my feet would slip a little bit too much, but they're the perfect for back here, and they're the same shoes. If you guys caught my Florida trip last time I was there, or I guess the first 2 trips, my dad ended up getting 2 pairs of these. One of them was like the light gray pair. You'll see me if you look at some of the older Florida vlogs. I was wearing those, so big fan of these. Once these wear out, I'll probably get something similar. A little bit more expensive for FootJoys, but kind of get what you pay for with the quality. I know some people, I've never had a pair of FootJoys with spikes, but I know people, it's seems like once they get one pair with FootJoys, they stick with them for a while. Should be down the middle. Got a little bit of a fade on it. Ooh, I didn't think that. Caught it a little bit low in the face. I think that was going to be quite that low, but still 152.7. It felt like a decent strike. It was dead out of the club face. It was a little bit low, but that came out like a worm burner. And I didn't check the slope. We must have been hitting up a decent amount because we're still going up another 6 yards. So 179 total. Take a look where the pin is. Only 238 on that one. It's going to come out right. We'll aim here. Pins, I mean, look at this. This green's tiny. I guess you would call that front right. I guess. I think it's closer to a 7 than it is an 8, so 8's not going to get there. 7, if I hit it good, is going to be too much, but let's see. Toey came out left. It may actually be decent though. It works. Didn't catch it great, but that was kind of the, not exactly the shot I wanted, but that was the shot I needed. All right. So far, halfway decent round going. We're 2 over through 8. 9th hole, par 3, 168, down 13. So 158, 155 should be decent 9-iron number, depending on where the pin is. Looked like it was middle-ish right. All right, yeah, I think 9's the club here. We got room, front and back. Just need to get it kind of halfway decent club to ball contact up in the air, and should be enough to either, if I catch it thin, still be on the back. If I catch it chunky, still on the front, I think. And that was thin and headed right. That could be trouble. So much for that. I was talking a little bit more along the lines of a bit thin, not a complete skull job. So, ate my words on that one. Now we got work to do. Got a little bit of tree trouble. We've got 35. 35 up a yard. Gonna come out left. That should be fine. Guess we'll aim. Try to not put a ton of curve on my wedge shots. Just worried about this tree right here. I don't know if I should do a lower bump and run. I guess a 56 will be a happy medium. It's still gonna climb up there, but it's either like my kind of old style of 56, or it'd be a usually 35 yards. If I want to land it soft, it'd be a 60, but we'll try the 56. Probably gonna carry this about 30. Oh, we got through too, just a little bit too much. All right, another bogey. Not a terrible recovery from there. How far did I fly that? So in the game 33, raw carry 49. Yikes, that was 20 yards off. Alright, any event, 3 over through 9, onto the back 9 we go. 10th hole, par 5, 633. Keeping that 17th hole in the back of my head here. Could be, considering what Graham said, a long, challenging par 3. I would like to have a decent score going into that, because that could easily be a blow-up hole and lose 2, 3, 4, 5 strokes on that one hole alone. But first and foremost, I want to try to maybe claw back a few strokes here, get back down towards even 1-2 over, something like that. 3 over is not terrible, but obviously even par is better. So we'll aim here. Not terrible. 151, low line drive. Rolling out to just shy of 250. It's strange, those don't feel terrible coming off the face, and that wasn't even that low. Surprised those are launching that low. I felt like a halfway decent swing. It seems like on course sometimes I have the tendency of hitting some moon balloons, but something like that, a little bit lower launching, I don't hate, but it's kind of coming out like a low line drive. All right, only 372 yards left. We're down 11 yards, which I guess helps, but we're just gonna go 3 wood, right about there. If I hit it directly on that line, it should funnel from left to right down into the middle of the fairway. And if I kind of slice one right, it'll still be out there. Started left, coming back, actually not bad. That was a little bit of a cleaner, you can tell by the ball speed there and the distance. That was a little bit of a cleaner strike, wasn't, actually it was pretty clean. If anything, that was a bit thin, but ball speed went up, total distance, which is probably a little bit generous there, but we did get a lot of rollout. We got basically 24 yards of rollout from the game. That's not bad right there. 147.9 on the ball speed off a 3 wood off the deck. So leaves us with 94 down 5. I'm gonna come out right, so we'll aim there. This is either choke down approach wedge or kind of that 56 shot that I hit before. Let's try the approach wedge. Try to fly this in the neighborhood of 85 to 90. Started left. Should be a decent distance though, I think. Contact felt all right. Too much. That's the problem with this club. I really need to take my own advice and keep it to 100 to 125. It seems like probably 7-8 times out of 10 when I hit that, and I'm looking for something in the neighborhood of what I was just trying to do. Probably 70-80% of the time I end up coming up long, but it is a par 5, so we're hitting 4. I'm just going to put this inside the inner circle here. 12 yards. Green sloping right to left, and it's going to come out right, so that should be fine if it lands and kind of rolls. 12 yards. Got to fly this about 10. Go 60. A little bit too much, but I felt like I had the club behind it enough. Looks like we got to do it again. Good contact, decent shot. I think that was just going to be a few yards too much. Try it again. That might be too soft, but at least it'll be closer. Yeah, a little bit short. Needed something right in between those two, but we'll take that. I think it was a par. Should have been. We were hitting 4 plus 1, so Still 3 over, 11th hole, par 4, 407. Got a house back there. Actually not too bad. If you look up here, I was looking at that last shot. I was trying to carry it 10, so that was a yard short. In the game, it only gave us 7.5, but I mean, that was 0.9 yards away from exactly what I was trying to do according to the R10, so not terrible there. We have room. I guess we'll go there. Give us room left and right. If I don't catch it great, we may end up in that bunker, but $153.9. Oh, and we just got it over. 109.1 on the club. Sorry, the mouse was up there. I think that's the best one so far, and that was, again, it was right out of the center, but again, just a little bit low. You can probably tell by the launch, but that was the highest club and highest ball we've had so far this round, I believe. I keep mentioning, I just love the way these matte Callaway Superfast feel off the club, especially with those forged clubs. They feel even softer, but I will be curious if I switch out and I get a brand new Pro V1, if that higher compression ball, more of a firm ball, if those ball speeds, especially off the tee, would creep up even more. Obviously with the higher compression, I'll get more distance off the tee, but then probably start losing some distance because of the higher compression with the irons. But good drive there, 268. Take that all day long. 106. All right, so this should be a better. Boom. We cannot. It's gonna come out right, but that's fine. That's a river, I think. Yeah, it's water, so that's hazard. So we're gonna go there. I'm not even gonna try to put it inside the inner circle. We're gonna go there, play to the fatter section of the green. 106. This should be a better distance for the approach wedge here, and hopefully I just put it relatively straight, right around 100 yards of carry, and get out of here with a decent score without putting one in the water. A little bit thin, started left, should fade back right. All right. Relatively close to what we were trying to do. Didn't catch it great, a little bit low on the face, dead center, but just a little bit thin. It's probably a groove too low. But another par in the books, still 3 over. 12th hole, par 4, 315. Down 15 yards this time, so 315 playing 300. Don't hate that. So we're staying steady, but like I said, I'd like to get down to at least one birdie. This could be a good one to do it, but I would like to be a little bit closer to even before we head a few more holes into that 17th. I don't even know. I guess we'll have to see the distance when we get there, but 220 to 240, it may have to be a 4 hybrid, and we'll see, because I don't know if it would have to be a really, really well-struck 4 iron, and if it's an island green like he's saying, can't be short, can't be long, can't be left, and can't be right. Hit relatively hard, but the club face was open. Uh-oh. 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 Yikes. Alright, well, we'll go to the drop zone. That's actually a pretty generous drop zone. Only 19 yards. Usually, that's not bad. Actually, I'll take that. I mean, obviously, I just hit it 109.4. Not bad club speed. Club face was open. I think if my speed keeps creeping up, that would become more of an issue of coming through with more speed and not having quite enough time, or quite as much time to shut down the club face to get it to go straight. But so we're 1 in, 2 down. We're hitting 3. We can still save par here from 19 yards. We're in the rough. Gonna come out a little bit right. We'll aim there. We gotta fly this. We're short-sided, so we gotta fly this kind of high and have it land soft. So gotta fly this probably. I mean, the rough is what, 6%, but usually because the R10's only estimating the spin with these balls as opposed to RCTs, kind of negates some of that distance reduction. Probably got to fly this about 15, 16, kind of launch it higher and land it pretty soft. So we're going to open up this 60. Oh, I drop kicked it. But, well, I would have laid the sod over that in real life, but similar to the country club, like I've said in other videos, when I do that, it basically skips off the mat. You drop kick the club into the ball, and somehow with that drop kick I was able to get enough height on it where that actually worked out for par. So a little bit of an unconventional par there, but it is a par. 13th hole, 619, and it's up 15 yards. Jeez. All right, 3 over through 12, 13th hole, par 5, 619, like I said. So this is playing almost 640 yards, like 635. Can't believe that shot like that with that 60 degrees stayed inside the inner circle. That was very lucky. Got some more houses back there. I mean, the fact that the designers even took time to design, like they had to have designed each of these individual houses. The fact that they had, oh boy, what are we doing here? Can we go? There's an opening there to the left. Get a little risky. I like this better. You see that opening I'm looking at right through here? Let's try that. I mean, we got hazard in front. We got that water right there to get over, but as long as I hit it halfway decent, that should be through there, hopefully. We'll see. Uh-oh. It's a slice right. Go. Hit the car path and go. Oh. Well, that's one way to hit it almost 290. Thank you, car path, on that one. It wasn't hit terribly. The club face was just wide open again. Got to release my hands better or shut it down a bit more. 106.7, 151. All right, we're in play. Leaves us with 292. Why is this doing this? Like, I get 250, that's a straight line. I get why that's happening, but like, it should just put us 250. Like, I know it's probably saying it's not a good idea to go over this hazard, but like, if it's suggesting 3 wood, at least give me a reasonable line so I don't have to move it all the way over like this. All right, we're there. I'm probably gonna go a little bit this way just to give us a little more dry area underneath that bunker. Should be enough to get over that bunker. If I mash it, it'll be in that long stuff past it, but it's a little bit of a safer line for this 3 wood. Oh, I hit it pretty good, but it was pulled left. Just a dead oh, and the R10 missed it. That's actually probably, that's definitely going to work out to our benefit. That was going to be similar to that anyways, but if you guys look at the spin axis and the side spin, the Garmin didn't quite get all the information on that shot, so when that happens, it just registers as a dead straight shot. That would have been close to the line anyways. It was definitely a pull to the left, and that may have drawn on top of it, but it probably would have been a pretty similar result. But that works. So we're hitting 3 into this par 5 with only 42 yards left. Up a little more, about 1.5 yards. 41, and we're short-sided again. It's going to come out right, so we'll aim here. What do I want to hit? Got to fly it all the way there pretty much. I guess 60. I mean, obviously it's between a 56 and a 60. It's just how much I need to open these to land it soft and how hard I need to hit it, how much I need to choke down. Let's try the 60. 40 yard type of flop shot here. I don't hate it. Let's go. More so than I don't hate it. I love that shot. That was a good shot right there. All right, we got one of our birds. So 2 over through 13, 14th hole par 3, 208. Up again about 1.5 yards. So depending on where the pin is, between a well-struck 6 and a 5 iron here. We'll go 5. We got some room over there, long, so we'll go there and we'll go 5 iron. Rather be long and on the green or just off the back than short with like a 6 iron into one of those bunkers. Trying to get better at some club selection, course management. Healy, it's gonna fade, but it wasn't hit horrendously. Ooh, this is gonna work, I think. Sit. That 2 birds in a row? Let's go. And just like that, right back in it here, folks. Kind of spoke that into existence a little bit. I'm sure I'll give it right back here. I'll probably get a double and give them both back here, but don't hate those last 2 holes. 1 over through 14, 15th hole, par 4, 464. Looking like a pretty substantial dogleg left. Bear with me for 1 second here. Cracking open a fresh DC, aka Diet Coke. All right, let's see if we can keep this going. Kind of playing it close to those. There's bunkers over there. I guess we'll go there. Kind of a narrow landing spot up there. It's down 5 yards, I think I saw. But, I mean, there's bunker left, bunker right. Realistically, anything 250 plus out there in the fairway will be good, but obviously you want to maximize the distance as much as I can and try to keep it as straight as possible, but easier said than done. Not bad though, relatively straight. 3.4 on the spin axis, 151.9, 106, 267 down the middle. That will play. All right, leaves us with 191, down just over 3 yards, so 188 total. Actually, it's going to come out a little bit left. We're on an upslope too, so it's going to launch higher, probably stay in the air a little bit more, but they'll have a little bit more spin, a little bit more stopping power. We'll go right on the edge of there. What do I want to hit? Again, between, I guess it's closer to a full 7. Between a pretty mashed, well struck. It's pretty rare I get up towards 190 with the 7 iron. Between that and then kind of a softer 6 iron, but closer to the 7, so we're gonna roll with that. Thin, started left, fade back a little bit. It was thin enough to get there, but just too much of a pull to be inside the inner circle, but take that all day long. It should be a par. 189 on that thin to win 7 iron. Alright, sticking to 1 over. Last hole before that treacherous 16th hole, par 4, 373. Dogleg right. Kind of been relatively happy so far. I've been playing, been kind of managing away around this course. Hasn't been a ton of super difficult hazards to get around. We put that one in the water, and we've been able to kind of go up and around and over other sections where there was rivers or water. So kind of, I guess, we're in the UK. It's kind of link style, a little bit. Don't want to be in that gully. So this is a little bit of a daunting. We're gonna land it between those bunkers, and you guys see up here to the right, right over here, there's a pretty big gully down there. So if I flare this right, which makes me think, sorry if this is going back and forth, I'm gonna aim at this bunker. So if I hit it dead straight, I'm in the bunker, so be it. Gives me room, I can pull it left, it should come off that hill, and if I flare it right, give me some room that way too, so. Should be pretty good. 107, 153. Those are about as straight as I can hit them playing that fade. I would call that a baby fade. Obviously spin access, real life, that probably would have spun more, maybe even double that. So even if, I mean 3.4, that's a baby fade. Realistically, if that was 6 degrees of spin access to the right, it would have been closer to that bunker, but either way, that's still about as straight as I can hit them for a baby fade. 1.1 degrees on the club path out to in. We'll take that. 272. This is with 98, up about 3. So it's gonna come out right. We'll aim there, and it's gonna be another just shy of 100-yard approach wedge here. So we've got, call it 101 total. Need to try to fly this about 97, 98, I think. Maybe even 95 will get it done. A little bit chunky. We'll see though. Yeah, just a bit short, but it's another par. Alright, on to the aforementioned, 255, aforementioned 17th Island Green. So, take a look at this fly over together. 1 over going into this, 2 holes left, 17th hole par 3, 255, down 29. So call that 30 yards, so yeah, he was right, 225. What did Graham say exactly? He said 220 to 240, so he was right, he did his research. Take a look at this fly over, see what we're working with. And that is definitely, I mean, there's some room left. Obviously, you need to get there. Look at that bridge over there. There is some room left, so it's not 100% a super, super tight island green, but I agree with him. This probably plays as tough, if not even tougher, I guess. The Sawgrass one, if my memory serves me, is a lot closer than this. So, what am I going to hit? 225. That's a tough distance. 4 hybrid if I hit it good is off the back. That's asking a lot for a 4 iron. Gonna be a really good strike, but I guess we're gonna do it. Tougher, I think that's just general across the board. Tougher consistency wise with the longer irons, so I'm gonna swing relatively hard. In the likely scenario I don't catch it great. Hopefully enough to be dry. Oh, I hit it pretty hard, but that's gonna be right. And way right at that. That might be wet. Go! Alright. Club face was wide open, despite I felt like I tried to shift a little bit to the right and I tried to shut down the club face. Even that still, it was heely, the club face was open, but we're dry, so even if I take a couple strokes to get out of here, it's not like it's a penalty stroke into the water off the tee and then we're constantly hitting that daunting tee shot over and over again on the tee, unless there was a generous drop zone again. But leaves us with 44. We got some tree trouble. We got some green to work with. It's gonna come out left, and I want to go left. Honestly, on the green is probably good, so probably again just not even go for that inner circle. There gives us a little more room with the trees. Let's try the 56. It's gonna climb up again. Likely it'll catch those branches, but I feel a little bit more comfortable with this than like trying to hit a miracle shot with a punch shot over this bunker. Hopefully we just get through these trees. So 44, we're in the rough, up about a yard. 45, looking for about 40, I think. That was kind of thin. All right, we're through. Still gonna end up being a blow-up hole unless I chip this in or put this close. So we were at 1-2. We're hitting 3 inside the inner circle is a bogey. On the green's a double. That wasn't the best executed shot there. That was thin and I pulled it, and we caught the trees, which may have happened anyways. But leaves us with 19. Green's sloping, not super aggressively, but it is sloping right to left, and it's going to come out left. So we'll aim here, and this honestly would probably work out if I did a bump and run, but I'm just going to try to fly it about 15, 16 with the 60. Maybe a bit too much. Sit. Stay on the green. No. Yikes. That wasn't even that bad of a shot. It was just, that's the problem with GSPro. Something like that. That was, I mean, probably about 90% of what I was looking for there, and it just didn't quite judge everything correctly and just hit it a bit too much and off the green. Now it leaves us with 8 yards. Chipping 4. So we're going to get inside the inner circle here for a double. And I come out right, so we'll aim there. 8 yards total. Got to fly this like halfway, 3/4 to the net. That might not be enough. Triple. That's why I wanted to get the score down. That's tough. That was I chunked it. I didn't put enough on it and I chunked it. That sucks. Alright, 4 over, into the 18th we go. Big dog leg left, 446. Man, I wasn't even that unhappy too. I mean, I struck the 4-iron halfway decent with some speed. Obviously flared it way to the right, and then we were just battling the trees, and then 2 bad chip shots in a row. Gives us with a double par for a 6. Alright, if we can par this though, maybe get a birdie. Pretty long par 4, and it's up 17 yards, so birdie may not be in the cards, but if we can par it and be 4 over. Can we go this way? Looks like we got room there. It's going right over that tree though. We'll go there. If I land it there, it should kick it down and left. Golf gods giveth, and the golf gods taketh away. Rather quickly. High toe. It'll be fine though. Yeah, and weird low launch on that for how high toe that was. I feel like I released my hands a little bit better. It's more toe than high, but epic collapse here going into this final stretch. Only 247 on that one. 105, 151. Leaves with 193 up 9. So and it's going to come out way left, so we'll have to go there. And this may fade on top of it, so we'll see if we judge this right. It's going to be a 5 iron. Between a 5 and a 6. We'll stick with the 5. It's maybe, actually, it's probably closer to a 6. Could be famous last words here. That was way left. I hit it pretty hard though. At least it felt like it. Maybe not. I mean, I carried it into the rough. Carry 187 from the Garmin, 184 total. Yikes. All right, we're in the deep rough, 32 yards up 4. Deep rough is going to be what, 21%? So that's like 6 yards. I need like 42 total. Let's try, we'll go 56. Looking for in the neighborhood of 35 to 40 carry. Open it up a little bit, try to get it to land a bit softer. Pushed it right, didn't hit it great either, but alright, we got it to work. Is that a par? I think it is. So, take a look at this. From JCB Golf and Country Club, and I believe it's pronounced Rochester. There's no H in there, but Rochester, I think, UK. Course designer was Golf Bay, and this request, the reason why I'm playing this, comes courtesy of Graylem02, the subscriber. Shout out to Graylem. We ended up with a 4/76, so pretty decent round, all things considered. Especially the back nine, besides that 17th, which I kind of knew in the back of my head. Maybe I was kind of subconsciously did that to myself, but 39 on the front, 37 on the back, and without that 17th, obviously you can't just take a hole out, but we were all pars, 2 birdies besides that 17th, so the front was a little bit up and down, 4 bogeys, 1 birdie, the rest were pars. Take a look at the stats. 10 pars, 3 birdies, 4 bogeys, 1 double plus. That was at 17 where we got a 6. Longest drive 295, average drive 263, right what I would expect, right what I play my driver to in real life. Average ball speed, that's not bad. That may be the highest that we've averaged so far back here, getting into the summertime here, but we're full into the summer, but middle-ish, beginning middle-ish summer. First couple days of July here, July 3rd. Tomorrow's the 4th. 152 was the average. Best one was 153.9. 32 putts, a little over an hour. 50% on greens regulation. We'll take that. Want to be at least 50% on both of these, if not closer to 75 plus. But 9 out of 18, not too bad. 10 out of 14 fairways. I feel like I was hitting driver decent. And even on some of the mishits, we were still most of the time right around that 153 number, which was close to that average. But I feel like even on the mishits, was able to get the ball kind of out there and relatively straight for the most part. For some reason didn't give us a handicap, and my average handicap is still all jacked up here, but that's going to do it for JCB. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Again, shout out to Graylem for the good request here. I did enjoy that course. Hopefully with the fact that I'm assuming the reason why I picked it, 1, he probably saw other videos, but 2, maybe just for some searchability and keywords and whatnot, I'm hoping maybe ride some of the traffic with people that look at Rick Shiels and Good Goods videos. Maybe this will creep into the suggested videos along the side or something like that. But shout out to Graylem. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Check out those Amazon links down below, and like I always leave you guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the next course.